Hello, welcome back. This is Bill Kolodzi in the finals of an Amonkhet competitive draft league versus Kevin M. And we get to be on the play here. We get to play our best one drop. Let the games begin. We have all of our dusks for whatever reason. We've got all of our dusks in a row. Just a blisteringly fast start for us. Yeah, unfortunately none of this does anything right now. I like having two in the deck, but who knows. Maybe we can... Actually, instead of trying to be too clever here, we should just tap the Vitalist in the upkeep. Slow them down. We know we're being pretty slow. Here they go. They'll put that counter on the Naga Vitalist and fall right into our hands. We get to go Quarry Hauler, kill the Vitalist. Oh no! Remove. That one's for free. If they can still beat us, or if we can still beat them, then that really rubs it in, right? I meant to... It's funny because you're thinking of like the double negative of removing something that removes power. And apparently while you're talking you forget how that works. But whatever. We want them to be able to cast their Colossopede on time. And all that kind of stuff. Ooh, oh, if only they made it into a 2-power creature. It'd be so good for us. Well, no blocks here. We could block with the Quarry Hauler, assuming we're running out Dusk to Dawn. I think we do run out Dusk to Dawn here. Yeah, I mean, works for me. Kind of a 2 for 2 there, all in all. Remember, this is high quality Magic content, so there's no such thing as misplays here. Alright. Alright. Bitterblade Warrior. If ever we do decide to run out our second Dusk, no one ever suspects the second Dusk. Then we can keep going. We don't need to tap the Vitalist here. In fact, we'd love for them to play some giant creature, so we'll just tap down the Quarry Hauler before combat, which they don't have any of. Maybe they'll play that 6/6 or 6/7 hexproof. Or another Quarry Hauler? Sure. All the Quarry Haulers. Well, the gig's up now. I think we just run out our second copy of Dusk. And get in there. Whoa, yeah. It's getting real now. It's funny, you have 2 Dusks in a row without a single Dawn. What kind of plane is this? This plane is messed up. That's why they call it Rise of the Second Sun. I mean, they both have to set before one rises, right? Okay, listen. I don't know what you heard about Bitterblade Warriors. I'm trying to think what we do here. We could exert one and then prepare it and then fight it with the Sheffet Monitor. Something like that, but that kills... That kind of kills it for us. Yeah, let's just exert both. They're not going to block here. If they do, we probably prepare the other one. It's unclear. Whatever. So we still want to tap their chef monitor so we can attack through it or something next turn. Great Maw. I wonder where they put these counters. Probably on the chef monitor. To spread out their power. Oh, that's weird. Now they just have 2 monstrosities. Bantu. Uh-oh. Well, we have 1 peaceful turn here. One somewhat peaceful turn. Yeah, this is getting crazy. So now whatever we tap down, they can sacrifice that thing. Thankfully we're at 20 life still. And they have less options now that they sent their Naga Vitalist to the grave. Should have been dead anyway. They got some free value out of it. Especially since they were able to play 2 things in 1 turn, which they wouldn't have otherwise. And we've already used up all of our Dusks. Yeah, weird game. Pretty strange game. And when you have a god in play with an ability like this, you've got so many options. Do you play a creature and sack one? Do you wait until your opponent's turn to sack one? Do you wait until I tap something down to sack something? What would I sack, or what would I tap, knowing that you know that? And then what are you going to do next turn? Because if you want to keep hitting with this guy, that gets expensive quick. The black-green deck it does have a few ways to make extra creatures, especially that black enchantment that for each -1/-1 counter you put on something, you get a little beetle. So since those are almost free in the deck, Bantu sacks those 1 a turn, and you can scry more stuff that makes counters to the top and then keep going. But I don't actually think I've ever had that combo, maybe once. I just dream about it because I love playing this deck, the black-green deck. Well, let's see what they're up to. I'm ready for game 2 already after that mess up, but of course we'll play it out. I mean, we have a powerful card in hand. And if all of our stuff dies, we can get it back multiple times. So what are you on about over there, Kevin? Let's do this, bottle gnomes. Bantu, the life gets annoying too, because if we're just trying to do 4 damage a turn, and they gain 1 a turn, yeah, it really reduces the clock, slows the clock down. Yeah, and if they have a 4-drop here, that's awkward because they don't even get to use Bantu. They probably have to leave and go somewhere, so they're just going to put a counter on the Kudu and then sack the Kudu. Oh, they're putting it on Bantu. Yeah, I like that. Makes enough sense. And just crashing in for 4 with Mr. Hippopotamus. The creature type Hippo, for short. Alright. Alright, what do we do here? So it looks like they want to block with this Kudu. we're gonna let him. That gets in a ton of damage and might even fight something. Prevent all damage that would be dealt to it this turn. Yeah, so we let them block here. And then if this is how it's going to be, the life gain isn't as important. The damage is more important. So we can use Jarrow's Resolve here. Prepare here. So they can't, also they just sack it if we gave this thing lifelink. So that's no problem. And then we fight the indestructible Death Touch thing with their bigger guy. Or not indestructible, but the thing that prevents the damage. And they let that happen without using Bantu. All very strange. They just F6'd. All pretty strange. They could have just scryed and gained a life there. And now they're down to one creature. The Fanbearer activation isn't even that important here because they don't really want to attack. They can't really afford to, depending on what kind of creatures they drew. Well, it doesn't look like the hexproof guy. It looks like Blighted Bat to get us down to 19 again. Fair enough. Okay. So what is this about? Alright, tell you what, let's come in with these Bitterblade Warriors exerted again. It might just trade off with the Blighted Bat, but then Talkrop Elite gets better, and Dusk to Dawn, or Dawn rather, gets better. If they sack something in response to our attack, we can tap Bantu. So here they come. Yeah, they're just going to block there, which is fine. And doesn't really force much out of us. We play this, we get to tap their Great Maw. And if they want to sack that, well, I'm fine. Ooh, exile our bird. That's a lot of value. Do we pay 5 just to get our one thing back? Yeah, it looks weird, but we have plenty of that effect, so I think that's the play. They are hellbent here. Literally hellbent, not just heckbent or whatever, till they draw for turn. You gotta let me know if you find a better name for heckbent. Until then, I'm just gonna call it hellbent. One or less cards in hand. What a weird clause. Again, probably don't need to tap anything, but let's do it anyway. And what do we do this turn? Do we try to put them to 1 or put them to 3? Unless they have a clever way to untap Defiant Great Maw. I like putting them to 3 and then being able to attack next turn. And they're just going to take it. Sure, Fanbearer is a good draw. And despite our mess up in the beginning, we claw back to a victory. Alright, how to beat a god. How to beat a god indeed. Oh, we don't have black, yeah. See, I hide all these cards, they come back and then confuse me. because I can't remember what colors I'm in. I have to look all the way down here to see. Flyers are pretty good against them. Throne might be a fine answer to a lot of this stuff, but let's just keep going. Let's just run it back. Very familiar looking hand. We have kind of 4 Bitterblade Warriors and 1 Vizier of Remedies, so it makes sense to draw 2 in 1 in an opening hand, but it's something I feel like we've done already. We beat a god once. Let's hope they don't get a more synergistic draw here. Then what? If they play a creature, then I'd want to play Vizier of Remedies, because they could put the black cartouche on it and then screw over one of our creatures. But since they don't have that, we can just play Bitterblade Warrior. And then next turn, just depends on whether we draw a land or not. Pretty easy attack here. Hopefully they block, but I wouldn't count on it. Oh, really? Okay. So Prepare untaps it. Gains us a bunch of life. And them wanting to trade off means we probably don't want to trade off. Just a thought. Do you think they go for it again? Well, I'm game. It's better than exposing Spearmaster to an easy spell that could mess it up. Here's another Ornery Kudu, watch. Oh, same idea though. Well, here's where it gets awkward. We'll just let these trade if they want to. And then play 2 creatures. Or we could play Mighty Leap and then hope that more creatures later is better. But trading off creatures is not so bad when we have Dawn, so there we go. Good stuff. Oh no. Fight is there, but it doesn't do much. And Mighty Leap is going to come in handy. We'll just regular attack with both, so we can attack next turn. And Mighty Leap should save this thing, if I'm counting correctly. 3 creatures to 0, and we've eaten through 4 of their creatures, so how many more could they have? At least 1. Oh boy. So if we were really savvy, we could have held back the Retcrop Spearmaster, anticipating a larger creature for Dusk. Kind of interesting. Our best bet here to get in the most damage, though, is just to 2-for-1 ourselves to deal with this Colossopede. I wonder, maybe we just hold back and pretend we don't have it. So they commit 1 more thing to the board. Like, we'll just pass instantly here. Shoot. Yeah, let's just pass. Even though we have 2, I think we can do better here. Yeah, here comes Mr. Giant Monitor. Good stuff. Well, gig's up. I mean, we're going to kill our own creature here anyway. Might as well block 5 damage while we're at it. They say, well, I know you have 2 in your deck, but there's no way you have 2 in your hand. Right? There's no way they have 2 in their hand. Whoa. Blighted Bat. Okay, I feel good about all of this. This is all just wonderful. Yeah, neither of these are so important that I wouldn't trade it off. And then we can play some bigger stuff. Plus, we can always get back any number of creatures with power 2 or less. It turns out Dusk to Dawn is very good. And there are ways to build your deck to take full advantage of it. Like having a bunch of creatures that trade with just about anything that can attack into Colossipedes and whatever, and then recur them. So let's see. Sick deck. Yeah, it turned out to be. I don't know why Magic Online's beeping at us, but sorry for offending it. Anyway, thanks for watching. Good luck in your drafts.